Alright, my fish tank followers. Here's the babies. Still got them. They've grown a lot. You can see that they're definitely zebra danios. I got an insane snail problem in this tank. I got a whole lot of problems with this tank, and as soon as I get rid of these fish, this tank's getting like totally flushed out and started over, because it's a friggin' wreck. I mean, you can see all the snails on that holy rock. Those are all snails. I mean, there must be 500 of them in here. I'm sure I got them when I imported some plants from somebody, but anywho, yeah, you can see they're definitely zebra danios, and you know, I'm not so sure that they're not mixed between a longfin zebra danio and a regular, because look at some of their tails. They're long, and I have one longfin adult that would have spawned, that I think may have spawned. Maybe one of the parents. I'll show them to you here in a few minutes in the other room. But anywho, that's the baby tank, and this tank will shortly be taken down as soon as I get rid of these other fishies. This will be probably a bare bottom tank. It'll be a quarantine tank, and I'll either get rid of all the junk in here. I'm scared to transplant the plants into another tank because the snails are out of control in here. I'm afraid I'm going to put them in another tank. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but this tank will be tore down and put in my fish room. Yes, I said fish room. And in this room, I got the 55, a 40, and a 10 running down there. 10 ain't got nothing in it, just some plants. And I hope to put that tank in the little zebra danio tank in there under this tank. But I'm gonna have to modify the stand a little bit, but it'll fit down in there. And then here's my two new 75s. The bottom one isn't up and running yet. Oh, and also picked me up a new FX6. Hell yeah. That'll be running one of these tanks. And here's my quarantine tank for the moment. Bare bottom, and it's got my poor old Eureka red in there that's gotten beat up twice. He's a beautiful fish. You can see his fins are missing on the top and his tail, but he is pretty, and he's a good fish. He's pretty much healed. He's pretty much fine, other than his fins just growing back. But he had scale damage and everything when I got him, or when I pulled him out of my 125. Somebody got a hold of him. Anywho, then of course the Big Daddy. Just did a water change on it today. On this tank, I have to do a weekly water change every 5 to 7 days. The nitrates get too high. It's just a fully stocked cichlid tank, and that's just part of it. So it's water changes, and this is 125 gallon, and I do usually 75% water changes. So you know, 75, 80 gallon I change out. I drain it all the way down to, you know, way down here. So anyway, this is the fish room, and I also have the Laura's gecko down here. Found a little home for it. He loves it in here now because it's his exact you know, it's a better habitat for him. It's humid in here. It's humid as hell in here, and it stays hot in here because of all the thermal mass that's in this room. You know, I've got right now 300 gallons worth of 80-degree water in here, and then when I get this tank filled up, you're closer to 400 gallons plus the other tank that's in the bedroom. So but it stays humid. It's fantastic. Anyway, what's going to happen is this 55 is going to go, well, all these fish are coming out of that 55. I'm going to put them in a 75. The rainbows deserve to be in a little bigger tank. And the 55's going to go in front of the window here, and it won't block near as much as the window as this thing. And then I'm going to move this right here, and then move this setup over here. So it won't take up any more wall space than it already is, and I think it's just going to work out a little better. I've reinforced the floor in the crawl space, you know, so I mean this is just right here probably weighs 1,300 pounds, and that's not including rock and the pump and all the, you know, the stand and all that nonsense. So you can imagine, and this will weigh the same, this setup right here. So, you know, but I'm not sure. I think all these tanks are gonna, I'm going to paint the backs black. That's a black background tank right there. They look awesome. I think they look the best. I don't like the fake backgrounds that made it look like flowers and shit back there, you know, or look like the ocean or a shipwreck or all that nonsense. I want a black background tank. And I think I'm going to strip this tank back down because I'm not happy with this tank. The background is goofy looking. It just doesn't, it looks like a pet store tank or something. I don't know. So I'm going to strip that one back down and paint it black. And of course it's going to have different fish and stuff in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I got so many. Basically this tank, and this tank are going to be totally redone and full. I think this top tank's mainly going to be rainbows and planted, rainbow fish, and a planted tank like this one. Drift wooded and all that cool shit. This one, I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with it. If you want to give me some ideas, give me some ideas. I'm thinking about Mabuna tank, which is a different type of African cichlids. These are haps and peacocks in here, and Mabunas are like rock dwellers, and I kind of want to do one of those tanks, but the problem is it's hard to find adult Mabunas around here. You know, I can get haps and peacocks that are adult, you know, like grown ones, but all the Mabunas you find around here at PetSmart, and they're shitty, and I'm just not, I don't know. That's the only thing that's really keeping me from doing Mabunas. And then this tank, it's the smaller 55. I want to do a schooling species only tank, meaning there's only one species in that tank. That's it. I don't want to mix like a community like this is. I want like, I'm talking like I want to put 60 cardinal tetras in there, or 60 rummy nose tetras, something, just something awesome. You know, they'd all just be schooling, and I don't know. Those are some of the best looking tanks in my opinion, are species only tanks, and I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. If you got any ideas on what kind of fish you think I ought to put in there, what species of fish I should put in there, let me know. But it's got to be schooling, and they got to be smaller fish. I'm not trying to do a, you know, big fish in this tank, and really a 55, you know, they're not big enough to have big fish in it. I mean, that's the max right there is what I got in there, and that's pushing it. So but I'd love to have, you know, the blue and red ones are cardinal tetras. Those things are friggin' awesome, and they school awesome. The red nose, those are rummy nose tetras, and those are the best schoolers you can get. I mean, they're already, you know, they're schooling in there, and they don't even need to be. So those are awesome. I kind of want to do those. I don't know yet. But yeah. Oh, and I was going to show you, these are the adult zebra danios, the ones that had the babies, and where that one right there, you can barely, let's see, where'd he go, or she, right there, that's a long fin danio, and I think that's either the mother or the father of those fish in there. I mean, because they look in between, they kind of look like they got long fins on them right now. So I'm kind of thinking they might be half and half, so I don't know. But anywho, I tried to make it a quick video, but that's far from quick. It's 10 minutes. So friggin' rights. I don't know. That's the deal. That's the plan. Got a lot of work to do. Like I said, it's not even close to done, but I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting all this stuff up and running and the way I want it. And you know, it's friggin' awesome. So, alright, Tim. Thanks for watching. Peace.